How long does it take to build a wooden boat? A dory build timeline. One of the most common questions in building a wooden dory is, how long will this actually take? It's a fair question. Nobody wants to start a project that turns into a years-long ordeal, taking over the garage indefinitely. The good news is that a Grand Bank story is a manageable project with a realistic timeline. Here's an honest breakdown. By stage, the short answer: a first-time builder working at a comfortable weekend pace can complete a 16-foot Grand Bank story in approximately 8 to 12 weekends. Call it 3 to 4 months. If you work one full day most weekends, an experienced woodworker who has built boats before can do it in 6 to 8 weekends. The total hands-on time is roughly 80 to 120 hours for a beginner, 50 to 70 hours for someone with experience. Stage-by stage timeline. Stage 1, building the bottom. Weekend 1 to 2. This is the foundation of the boat. The 5 pine bottom planks are grooved with a dado blade, fitted with tongue pieces, glued and clamped. You then mark the hull shape, nail on the battens, trace the curves, and saw the bottom to shape with its bevel. Time estimate 8 to 12 hours. The single biggest time consumer is the 24-hour glue cure, planned for this between sessions. Stage 2. Posting, counter, and apron, weekend 2 to 3. Setting up the floor blocks and posts. Building and installing the counter transom and its knee brace. Building the apron and its stem brace and fastening them in place. This is mostly precise cutting and careful assembly. Time estimate 6 to 10 hours. Stage 3, the timbers. Weekend 3 to 5. This is the most technically demanding stage and the one where first-time builders typically spend the most time. 5 sets of timber bends must be drawn, cut, beveled correctly for their position, and installed. The bevel angles change for each bend, and getting them right takes patience and care. Time estimate 16 to 24 hours. Don't rush this stage. The timbers are the skeleton of the boat. Stage 4, battens and beveling planks. Weekend 5 to 6. Installing the battens that define the shear line. Then cutting all 8 planks for per side with their overlapping 2 bevels. The plank beveling can be done by hand plane, table saw, or electric planer. Time estimate 8 to 12 hours. Stage 5, planking. Weekend 6 to 8. Installing the planks from the garboard strake bottom upward. 1 strake at a time, on both sides. Each plank is glued along the bevel of the one below it and screwed to the timbers. This is the most visually exciting stage. The dory comes to life. Time estimate 12 to 18 hours. Stage 6, interior fit-out. Weekend 8 to 10. Installing the risings. For thwart seats and their support posts, gunnel support blocks, inside casing. Outside gunnel casing, the birch stem and the oarlocks. Each component requires measuring, cutting, fitting, gluing, and fastening. Time estimate 14 to 20 hours. Stage 7, finishing and painting. Weekend 10 to 12. Filling all screw heads and gaps with pine wood filler. Sanding the entire exterior. Turning the dory over to install bottom runners, and then painting 3 coats of marine green on the bottom and garboard plank, 3 coats of dory buff yellow on the top sides and interior, and green trim on the thwarts and gunnels. Time estimate 10 to 16 hours. Painting takes longer than people expect because of drying time. The biggest time variables. Glue cure time. Marine glue requires approximately 24 hours to cure before you can proceed to the next step. If you're working on weekends, plan your sessions so you apply glue at the end of one session and clamp up overnight. Your tool setup. If you have a table saw, dado blade, jigsaw, and drill already set up in a dedicated workspace, you'll move much faster than if you're borrowing tools or working in a shared space. Good tool access can cut 20 to 30% from the total build time, your measurement precision. The timbers and planks require careful measuring. A builder who takes time to measure twice before each cut will move steadily forward. A builder who rushes and has to recut pieces will lose hours. Is the time worth it? Without question. A 16-foot Grand Banks Dory that you built yourself, painted in the traditional colors, and launched for the first time is not something you can put a price on. Everyone who has done it says the same thing. They would do it again. The Grand Banks Dory plans at doryplan.com. Break the entire build into 25 clear steps with photographs taken at every stage, so you always know exactly where you are in the process and what comes next. Download the plans at doryplan.com.